So, we're all good, yeah? Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity. We're sure that we already having a great time ahead today. We already have had wonderful discussions going on. We would also like to add some of our experience to this conference. So along with me, we have Ms. Mauroofa, and we are here at Willabongha International School, and she'll be joining with us as we go by. So for our discussion or the case study today, we will be sharing you about the proactive implementation of virtual learning culture within the teachers of Islanders Education. And specifically, today we'll be talking more about what we did in Billabong International School. So before we go for the session, let's just get back on track. Just go back to your chat box there and then just let me know how many animals do you see from there, from this slide. You could just share over the, or you could just say, can you name few of them? Oh, can you name few of them in the chat box there? Okay, so let's have a look at this. Were you able to identify all these that were around? I hope so. And then for those who could not, here it is. Okay, so we'll start our case study. First, I would like to introduce Islanders Education to you. So we are a private education provider here in Maldives. And here are some of our schools and our presence in the Maldives. To start with, we in Islanders Education believe that education is a fundamental right of all. Like health is important for us, education is important for us. We cannot let or forego one for the other. So as I would like to share a quote from the Director General of UNESCO, where she says, education cannot stop. It's a fundamental right. Let us be sure to keep it that way through this crisis and well beyond. And that's what we want to be told too. So in our learning environment, these are some of the core values that we want to incorporate. That's the online interactive learning, social and emotional learning, and physical well-being. So in today's discussion, we would like to share some of our experience in our effort of building people through the Enovate Education Symposium, the online PED, the Learning Wheel Movement, and also the Billabong High International Experience. And then we'll move to just to share our story on how agile our community was in accepting this. So that is when one of our success story I'll be sharing from there. And then we have the challenges that we face, and we'll finish off with what's next for us. So to start with, when the COVID-19 or this news of this pandemic started, we knew somehow it's going to impact us, going to hit us, or maybe come to us. So then we had two choices: either to take it as an obstacle, sit back and see what we could do, or take it as a challenge and move forward. And that is where, when our all senior managers, the school management, and all of us went together and then made the swift decisions on how to go forward from there. What would happen if we go for a lockdown? What will we do if we need to go for online schooling? Or what could we do if we have to do partially this or that? So this all discussion started in the early of the very beginning of the news that is spreading. And then we gave the opportunity for our schools, where the schools made the decentralized decisions in the school themselves. And that's when the schools got the chance for training, that to put the practice, whatever they have learned throughout the time, or our effort of cultivating or building an online learning platform. That's where they got the opportunity to use these applications. So all in all, I would say the growth mindset and accepting that this is something that we could do, we could harness, that gave us a competitive advantage for us. In the effort of building people, we had our Enovate Symposium, the online PD, and the learning wheel. I'll just go about how we did the Enovate Education. So this is something we do, Islanders Education, along with Foundation for Better Future, where we try to bring up all the educators together. And every year we have thematized lessons where sessions and a lot of educators come together and do very fruitful discussions on this. And like every year, this year also we have scheduled to have this, and we did it. we chose this as an opportunity for us to even explore the option of going online, and we did the first Enovate Education Symposium online, where we reached more than 500 participants of teachers, students, parents, educators, and we also got a lot of speakers from India, Sri Lanka, UK, Belize, and the Maldives joining us together. So this gave an advantage for our teachers and also educators here in Maldives who joined with us, because they were talking about a lot of things as educators we could do through this pandemic, and also how to go forward and how to harness this situation and what we could bring out from this experience. We also every like in any other organization, we also have our PD, the professional development program, and this year also as schools we have 3 standard online PDs that course, and we have other PDs that's going ongoing. But it's also something which was scheduled to be held, but with the lockdown, we all were at home. So we thought that why not go for this also online PD? Then that's where again we brought all our educators and all the teachers together, where we reached 98% of our teaching community, and we had the virtual PD on different platforms. So our teachers who are going to use these online applications, they were already in this application practicing it and doing the online PD along, while they were also getting tech savvy and getting into it. So, and along with that, we are still till date we get online ongoing training and support every week and almost every day. Then comes the learn and build moment. So this is something we introduced last year in our schools. This is actually something like a colloquium we call in our educators world. So here what we actually aim to do was we wanted to create a desire to learn, that we give the opportunity for them to bring the best in them. So that is when we try to create a learning culture, where we try to give small nibble-sized trainings on the job while they're already in school. Or sometimes we push some of the content online so they could watch some of the instructions or some of the, let's say, how to maybe make use of an application. So we did some skill recordings, we sent to the teachers, and then through different platforms, our online PD kept on going. It has been going for some time. That is what we believe, because that gave us an advantage to create a community dialogue. That is where we got the chance to provide this positive energy with positive talk, and that this is something that we could do to encourage all of us together, and then to give to look at your strength and see how you could be of advantage to the whole team here. That gave the opportunity for our staff to learn, to upskill and master their skills. So this is something that our teachers got an opportunity that they could make best use of this learn and build movement. They don't have to have a separate set date or time for this. Anyone, anytime could just collectively come upon with a group of teachers or anyone interested, and they can have these discussions on any of the topics that was, or share the knowledge with that. So with that, Ms. Mauroofa, the Vice Principal of Billabong High, she will be sharing the Billabong High experience and how we did it in Billabong High School. So I will now pass the floor to Ms. Mauroofa, and I'll be joining back after her.
Hi, hello everyone. So thank you, Ira. I will try to share my experience with Billabong High during this pandemic and how we have been working through. Actually, at Billabong High, we try to achieve our vision. That is how we started. So our vision is to foster a dynamic education and learning to our students in order to prepare them for life. So this is actually what we have been working for. So for the past couple of years, we have been trying to get rid of the traditional way of learning and teaching. And since our classes are equipped with the modern technology, our aim was to actually get the teachers to use the technology effectively and efficiently. So in the aim of that, we started a couple of years back to use these technologies, and we were, when COVID-19 hit us, we had a platform, and it was very easy for us to start. When the government actually announced to close down the schools, we were the first people to start, and we were able to start and change our learning platform to the virtual one on the next day itself. But I should tell you, the journey was not easy. It was a bump ride. It was very bumpy. The ride was very rough. So it is because our teachers actually, they spend about 7 to 8 hours in school. And after that, most of them, they take work back home as well. So as teachers, we always have work to do even at home, either marking books or doing the corrections, preparing the test papers, or maybe extra reading. So teachers, they have a lot to do even at home. So to get the time to do a training or to send them for a training, it was, not very easy. So we thought that we will try to, we actually then started continuously training them on the job. So I would say this is a very useful, and it helped the teachers. So before starting this, we actually observed all the teachers, and we had an idea what are the areas that we are going to focus. So last year, actually, when we started, we took Thursday after session, that is from 2:20 to 3 o'clock, just 30 to 40 minutes, and we started the on-the-job training. So it was a continuous thing for the whole year, and when we did this, it was relevant. The teachers exactly know it is relevant to their, they can improve their weak areas. It was targeted for them to upskill the areas that they need to improve. Everyone knows the time frame, and how long it will be. So it was very helpful, and it was packed with a lot of useful information for the teachers to develop their skills. So this is how actually we started. So these on-the-job trainings actually help the teachers to upskill their skills, and it was packed with a lot of information which is needed, and it was very relevant to them. So during these
Mauroofa, are we good here? All good?
yeah.
You're having an issue with the slide moving, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do is you can go to stop. Okay. Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah,
Let me continue.
All right.
So these continuous trainings actually help the teachers to set a growth mindset. Okay, it helped the teachers to build a growth mindset. So the teachers who were actually a little bit hesitant to try new things in their classrooms, they were more comfortable, and they have built confidence in using new technology and new skills in the classrooms. So this actually made them, the teachers actually felt that it is a learning opportunity for them, and to uplift them. And every day it's like a learning opportunity to them to expand their knowledge, and also to expand their skills. So like this, a community dialogue was actually created. So in the community dialogue, they were more comfortable to share their success stories with other teachers. They were more comfortable to share actually their weaknesses as well. This is something that as human beings, sometimes we felt very shy to talk about weaknesses. But this platform made the teachers more comfortable to talk about their viewpoints, weaknesses, and also peer observation. They were more comfortable in doing peer observation. And I felt that after after the dialogue has been, we are talking about this in our community. Actually, our coordination meetings where we sit weekly to discuss the lessons, it also had a big impact. Our coordination meetings had a big impact, and it took a big big leap, I would say, to discuss the lessons in more depth during our coordination meetings because of the community dialogue. So hence, we actually developed a learning wheel. I would say that every day we learn something. Every day, almost every day we learn something. It could be as simple as, as small as maybe learning a new word to motivate the child or to reinforce the child. So the whole school, the whole community has become, they showed a very positive attitude towards this. So in our school, actually, we have so many teaching and learning tools we are using, like EduPage, Hologo, which is one of our own application, which is designed by a group of Maldivians. So we use Class Dojo, and all these tools we were using. We had a platform. So EduPage is our school management system where we do the timetabling, where we track the attendance. We reserve rooms, book rooms using that. Also, we use that to do our gradings, send homeworks for the students, to upload presentations or the lessons. And also we use that as a communication tool with the parents as well. So we had to, since we had that platform, we have to train all our community, all our stakeholders for that. Hence, before the year begins, we have trained the teachers, all the relevant administrative staff, and also parents and students for this platform. And 100%, they were trained for this. And then by late January, we heard about this COVID-19. So we were thinking that, what will we do if it hits us? As we believe, even Ms. Iraasha's speech, we had said that we believe that it is a fundamental right for our students to continue education. We cannot hold it for any reason. So we were exploring different ways, and we came up with Zoom and Google Meet for specific grades. So as you can see in the slides, for grade 1 to 7, we are using Zoom lessons as live lessons, and from grade 8 to 12, they'll be using Google Meet as their live lessons. So these, all the trainings, I'm very happy to share this, all these trainings were done by internal people. It is among the teachers and my management team. I'm very happy to say that. Then our second step was how to make these lessons more interactive. So we want actually teachers to make the lessons interactive, so the lessons will be fun, engaging to our students. So our whole point is how to make it, interesting, interactive, and fun for the students. In that regard, again, some teachers initiated, and they came up with these applications like Kahoot, quizzes, Mentimeter, Explain Everything, Prezi, Wheels of Names. These are some of the applications they are using in their lessons right now. I'm very happy to say this. And so our lessons, it's not only a Zoom lesson, we have games in that, we have quizzes in that. So it is a mixture. Our lesson is a mix. So actually, it's very successful. Our virtual platform is very successful since we have compiled these in our lessons. So I would say that ongoing in-house trainings, ongoing in-house trainings has developed a positive attitude, and it helped the teachers to upskill the teachers and also to build their capacity. And also we were able to produce a community dialogue which helped in the learning community. So I'm very happy actually to say that because of these proactive trainings, our teachers has got the competitive advantage to fight back with the COVID-19, and we are doing it very well. I'm very happy to say that. Okay, thank you. That's it from my side. Now I will hand over it to Iraasha.
Thank you so much, Mauroofa, for sharing our the Billabong High experiences. We have many more stories to tell, but since this is the case study based on how we have done it, this is how we've been sharing it so far. When you're moving back, so that's our effort in building people here. We would like to share how agile people accept our community. I could say with all this, the opportunity we got to do, the feedback from our team, the sharing sessions that happened, the peer coaching, that we were able to successfully promote this idea of a community dialogue where everyone was very positive and taking this as an opportunity for them to grow. From here, I would like to share one of our success stories. We do have many lot that we would like to highlight, but I hope that this is not injustice for our other staff. But I would particularly would love to share the story of Mr. Asma Shanim. By profession, he is Divya teacher, and he is now our vice principal here in Billabong High International School. I would like to share the story starting back from last year. So we were exploring a lot of school management systems and seeing what could best benefit us as a school, as for students, it will be easier for them. So he volunteered and then did the SWOT analysis and all these management software that was out about for the teachers and students or the schools. And then that's when we saw the keen interest in him, that he took it on and then did a thorough research on what are the features, the application, what would it bring for us, what are the benefits, what are some of the hindrances that might cause to us. A very thorough in-depth research he did on this software, the application, the management software. And then he presented to us, the management staff, and had this gave this idea on what how good that would bring to us as a company, as a full school. And that took me from there to see that keen interest in him to take it upon himself and spreading this information and seeing and looking at all the opportunities that this software would provide for us. And that's what we have created, and what we would say in Islanders education, where the teachers themselves have found, or our staff themselves have found an interest in them to learn about new things, to share about it, and harness the good in it. So that is what one of our stories, and we could say that they have successfully accepted that they could come up with their idea, and we will work together to achieve these objectives of our school and our community, and good for all of us. Then also, it wasn't easy for us to get along with this. There were challenges that we would also like to highlight to you. For example, one of the challenges that I would like to identify or just mention here is, first of all, to start with, to create a positive mindset or the readiness for learning. We did have a little bit of had to put some effort in there, where that's when we started to give small trainings or nibble size training, like 10 minutes or 5 minutes of discussion before the coordination, so before the staff meeting, on how to write or maybe how to write the set induction, how to make students motivated. So these small dialogues encourage them to come and put in the effort and everyday talk, so it becomes a habitual thing for them to do. The second thing is about the time constraints. We, our majority of them are teachers here in Billabong High, but what happens is they have classes in different times where their groups are already inside the classes, while the master trainer, the one who was volunteering, also is in the class. So sometimes we had to have sessions twice, thrice, or more than that. And sometimes we had recorded these sessions and sent it to teachers too. Then comes the technical difficulties. Some of these applications does not support some of the technical things that we find. Sometimes the language difficulty, sometimes inserting some symbols and these things. But this was just limited challenges that we had in technical difficulties. And then comes the internet connection. Of course, this since when we all go for the online training, we very much rely on the connection itself. And we were very blessed also at this time. I would like to just mention that we were even we got support from the internet connection, the service providers too. When we look from here, what's next for us, or what would we do post this pandemic, or how would we go forward from here? I would like to tell that this is not the end of it for us. We want to bring the harness, the good this brought to us, the valuable lessons for future, and then the readiness of the team to change any of the situation that might happen. And then as educators, I also would like to highlight that the future of learning would move towards flipped learning more of in the school environment. We see quite often that we do this in college life or when we go for higher studies. But when we talk about flipped learning, where the students or us as teachers, we get the chance to read, research about topics, and when we come back to class, we get time to do more in-depth research data, more in-depth discussion of these topics, which gives us an advantage as and the knowledge to be spread. It gives us more comfortably that we can discuss about these things. So we don't want to stop from here. We want to move forward, take the good things that came along with this. Whatever the challenges we had, we are ready to take it up with us and continue using these platforms in the best of our user, best of our staff. So just to give you a highlight of what we would like you to have, and in all, a take home would could be that. First of all, we believe that we need to change the perspective of training and learning and development in work environments. It's not no longer the long, extensive trainings that we do here. This also we need to think of the small, on-the-job, nibble-sized training that we do here. And number two, we also should try to create opportunity for them to grow. And when we upskill, when we give the chance for them to upskill, they master and then they go along with it. That gives the advantage of them to build this positive thoughts, positive words, and give the push to the colleagues to create a community dialogue or make it a positive thing to share what they know. And also to make use of the opportunities that they get to practice. All the internal training of this, we have already done Google Classroom, the Zoom, Meet, and these trainings we have done a couple of years back too. But this is the opportunity that we got to make best use of, see what would suit best for which audience. So we do not have to stick with one. We have all the options and there are some added features that comes along the way. So take those opportunities, practice those things, and you make use of those best practices there. And that we believe that education that ignites human greatness, and that's what we say in Islanders Education. So ignite human greatness. And this is us from Islanders Education, Billabong High International School. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Yes, yes, no, that was great, and thank you so much for sharing what you just shared. Then I think there's a reason why we brought this particular case study, because education will always be the way to make our community better, our people better, and in general, the whole humankind. And since this is a key area, we wanted to have a specific case study because we obviously have seen that the Islanders Education Institute and the entire organization was quite ready for this. Your organization showed an example that we should not wait for the next crisis or the pandemic. We should be ready. And I hope that every participant, and I know there are quite a lot of, in fact, about 20% of our participants on the audio are actually educators based on the data we had before. So we hope that was beneficial. I have one question from a participant I would like to ask, and the question is, for teachers, obviously, the world of on-the-job training will be a little bit different, versus when you do this with the hospitality industry or telecommunication industry or banking or what have you. So how do you do on-the-job training with teachers? Could you share a best practice briefly?
Yeah. There are a lot of things that we do, but I could share one of things that we do is a peer coaching. So that's when our teachers, they are very comfortable now just to go along with anyone who would come. So one teacher sharing the grade, perhaps a grade one teacher would be just welcoming another teacher to join together with them, and they would do the discussion of the lesson together and see what are the activities they could do. They go to the classroom together, and then one would be taking the session while other will be complimenting the teacher, helping with the session, or they would be observing and trying to see what are the best practices the teacher use. For example, let's say to engage the children together, or how to calm a student when they get a bit overwhelmed. So this is where they take the learning. They don't just go to their training and look a video and see how the students are behaving. And very often we have very much benefited from our students who are having some of the difficulties in learning. When our teachers have had these best practices, we have already observed and seen, we try to take these teachers with other teachers. So we promote them in our coordination, or we just share that this is something you should go and see. So the teachers would just take along with the teacher and go to the classroom, and then they observe how the teacher, like step by step, how they try to calm the student, how they try to bring the student back into this session, and then if the student is deviating, what would be the best option for that, because each and every child is different, and the way we deal with each and every child should and needs to be different. So when you see different perspective how the teacher does this in one classroom, you get the idea, okay, this is something you could do if the child was very hyper, or this is something that you could do very active, or it is something that you could do to help the child to come back, maybe to just encourage a child with a positive word. So I will just share one of the techniques that I have observed from our teachers here. Then the teacher would say, if the class gets a bit overwhelmed, the teacher would say, okay, now class, let's shine for me. And then they all do something hand gesture like this, shine. So that's a good technique the teacher is using. That all the attention comes to teacher. So all of them are shining for the teacher. So this is how the child, the one who is observing that, that's the idea. Okay, I don't have to say, stop talking, look here. So we have changed the dialogue or how we talk or speak about this. That's one of the examples that peer coaching, how we go.
Okay.